Hello viewer, you are welcome to this new exciting video tutorial, and in the course of today's tutorial we are going to continue from where we stopped in the last video. So if you've not checked out the last video, you can pause this video, check the comment section, the link to the last video will be provided. Let's get into work. Welcome back. So in the last video, we were able to create a registration system in the Django whereby a user can register on our website by filling in their first name, last name, username, password, phone number, and age. Then when they click register, we perform, this is the register page view. We perform all the necessary things as step, which I had explained in the last video. So you have to check out the last video. So after performing all the necessary things, we also display an error message. Here it is, messages.error. That was where we stopped in the last video, and I promised to show us how to display these error messages in our HTML. These error messages, we use it to check if a username has already been taken in our web page, so that there will not be conflict of two username. We're now using the Django inbuilt error message to display those messages. For today's tutorial, we'll be creating a login page where after the user has finished registering, they can add on to the login page and use those details to log into our website. So let us check our database and see the number of users we have there. So let's add on to our database. So this is my database. We can see we just have two users, Crown Dev and Adeola. But now let me quickly register another user. So let me just give it a random name and a random password. So phone number. So yes, my WhatsApp number. You can connect with me on WhatsApp. Join my community hub where you can both grow and learn together. So that's my WhatsApp number. Feel free to connect with me. So age, let's just put a random age. So let's click on register. So it says your account has been created successfully. Proceed to login. So let's head on to our database and refresh. So we can see it has been created in our database, remote, Adeola, and other details. Now, what we want is that these users can use those details to log into our website. Let's get to work. So now, I've already set up and done all the needful in the previous video, so I'll just continue from there. So we have our login page here, and we have our form. So let me go to my views, my login page here, and split this to the right. So I can take this away. So we have our form, we have our input with the name, username, and name also, password. So we're going to quickly do a check as usual. If request dot method is equals to post. So now for the button we are using to submit, we gave it a name of login. So I'm going to be calling it, I already explained everything in the last video, so I'm not going back. If login in request.post. Now we're going to retrieve the username that the user will be inputting and the password. So let's say just say username is equals to request.post.get. Then we gave it a name of username. So username, then password should be equals to request.post.get password. So now after retrieving, the next thing is to perform what we call authentication. And in order to do that, we're going to be importing a Django inbuilt template called authentication. So I'm going to say from django.contrib.auth import authenticate. So now the next thing is for us to perform authentication. So in order to perform the authentication, we're going to say you can give it any variable you like. So let me just say user should be equals to, now we're going to authenticate the user with the username equals to the username and password. Let me increase this and password equal to password. So what we are doing, this username represents the username in the database that we've created, the model field. We know we use the Django inbuilt username and the password also. So we're just saying it should check if the username in the database correspond to this username that we are retrieving, and the password in the database correspond to this password in the database. So this is why we're going to use our error messages, and I'm going to show us how to display it. So we're going to say if user is not known. So we're going to import something also called login from this the django.contrib.auth. We're going to import login. So we're now going to log in our user. So we're going to say login. We're going to pass in a request to log in our user, and our user is the user that has been authenticated here. So after logging in, we're going to return redirect. We want to return the user to the home page. And we check our URL, we already have the home page here, the path defined with the name of home page. So just let me call it return redirect home page. So we retrieved, we check for authentication, then we check if the user actually exists. That means if the user is not known, we log in the user and we return redirect. So else, what are we going to do? Let's pass in a messages dot error. So we've already imported the messages from here. You see, from the Django.contrib import messages. So we're going to pass in a request saying user does not exist. So let's check this out. I have my form here. So this cross site request forgery token should be inside our form. So now, to be able to display these error messages, we are going to do a quick check. So first, we are going to use the Django if statement. We are going to say if messages. Now the reason why we can access these messages is because all these views are written under the login page view that return us to our login page, and we're already in the login page.html, so we can just access it. So if messages, we are going to end if, all right. So if messages, then we are going to say for message in messages, for message in messages, then we're going to end for. So we want to display the message, let's say in a span. So we're going to say message. So let's just give it a quick style. You can do your style and everything as you so wished. So style, let's just say color should be white, and font size should be 17 pixel. So let's quickly check this out. So remember, I've created a user here called remote. So let me just put the username remote, then the password. So let me click on login. So now you discover that it does not do anything. Instead, it passes the username and the password up here. You can even see it shows my password 1234567 and this name remote. Now the problem is, in our form we need to specify that it is a post method. So we're going to say method should be method should be post. So let's refresh now. So let me try it again. Remote 1234567 was the password I used. Then login. So you say home page not found. Home page is not a valid view name. So let's run down to our code. Now in our URL, we have it as home page, capital letter P. Then when we are returning that redirect here, it needs to be in capital letter also. So let's just go back and so remote 1234567 then login. So now you see it returns us to our home page. Welcome to the home page. You have logged in successfully. Now let's check what we actually have in our home page. You can see there, this is our home page template. It says welcome to the home page. You have logged in successfully. So now for the error messages, now let's attend to that. But before that, let's create a logout function also that will allow us to be able to log out. So in our view, let's create a view for our logout. So note, when you are creating a login view and a logout view, don't give them the name login and logout. You can just give them, add something to it, because the Django already has an inbuilt function called login and also logout, which we are going to import now. Logout. So all right, so def, I called mine logout. So we are going to pass in a request. The logout is very simple. Request, and the next we are going to say is we're going to call the inbuilt logout and we're going to pass in a request. That's all. Then we can return redirect. So return redirect to where now? Let's check what we are going to return redirect to. So we have home page. So let's return redirect to this login page since we are logging out. So return redirect to log in page. All right, so let's create a view for that. So path, let's call it log out. Then we call our views dot log out. Then we give it a name. Let's call it also log out. So now let's create a button that when the user click it in the home page, it logs them out. So button, our link, then log out. So we're going to be redirecting them to the logout URL. So it's a URL. We're going to be calling the logout since we've given it a name of logout. So let's refresh. Now we are logged in. So let's log out. It returns me back to this place. Now for the error messages, we've said in our login page, we said if messages, you should do this. These are to display error messages. Now let's check if it's actually going to work. Let me just put in any random details. So it says user does not exist. So in your styling, you can style it in such a way that it will be beautiful. It can be appearing in the middle, whatever way you wish. So now if you discover I'm logged out, but I can still go back to the home page. Now let's see, let me navigate. Let's say I know the home page URL manually. Home page, I can still navigate there, but it's not supposed to be so. I want that once I'm logged out, I cannot go back to the home page. So to be able to do that, we're going to import a decorator from the Django. So we're going to say from the Django.contrib.auth.decorators import login required. So we're going to go to our home page and add the decorator. So at login required, they are going to say login URL. So we are going to provide the URL to our login page, and the URL we already called, give it a name of login page. So we're just going to put it there, login page. So now let's refresh. Now you see the URL is home page. Now let me add there home page. You see it gave a question mark next. It will not allow me to go to the home page except I'm logging. So quickly let me log in and see it redirect me to the home page. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Login. Now you see it returns me to the home page. I log out. So let me try to go back /log /home page. You see it does not take me there. Now also, what of if I'm logging? Let me log in remote, then let me log in. Now if I'm logged in, I don't want to be able to go back to this login page. Now to be able to do that, I'm just going to go to the login page and add a quick if statement. So I'm going to say if request dot user dot is authenticated, then I'm going to say return redirect. That means if the user is logging, return redirect home page. So let's refresh. I'm in the home page. Now if I try to go to the login page, you know the login URL normally is just this. So you see it returns me directly to the home page. Before we round up the tutorial, there's something I would like you to quickly notice. Now if I click on log out, correct, it logs me out, but you discover that if I use this arrow button, I can still access the home page, right? But if I try to access it using the URL, it won't take me there. So to be able to resolve this, we're going to import something from the Django called, so we're going to say from the Django dot views dot decorators import never, sorry, dot decorators dot cache import never cache. So now we're not going to cache. You know what happens because the browser was able to cache it. So on the home page now, we're going to put at never cache. Then on our login page also, we're going to put at never cache. So now let's go there, let's refresh. So let me log in first, remote, then let me use my password. Oop, then I'm logged in. So now let me log out and try to use the arrow button to go back. You see it doesn't allow me to do that, neither can I go back to the home page. Please, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe and also click the notification bell. I'll be posting quality coding content and tech content. Thank you very much.